So the other story I think that was interesting, and now I've seen updates, Evan, here, a couple, one for me and Rappaport. So Stephon Gilmore left the game. It almost looked like two-leg injuries. It looked like something happened with his left leg, causing his right leg to buckle. Like he pulled a hammy or a cramp or something. His left leg went stiff and his right leg kind of buckled, hyperextended, wasn't sure. Everyone gets freaked about a non-contact injury. Now the latest report I'm seeing is not necessarily knee. It's the leg. Possible he dodged a bullet. And by bullet, meaning reconstructive surgery that could compromise the beginning of next season for him. And again, obviously,
ACL, something like that.
Yeah, obviously, this is super important for the Patriots because Gilmore is a really important offseason figure for them because mainly people think that he is going to be traded. And he might be that trade chip that gets you up in that first round into quarterback land. He may be the guy that just gets you a second high pick somewhere where you can address multiple positions of need early. One way or another, he is the best asset that they have right now, and losing him would have been devastating for the Patriots, but certainly for him as well, because we know his contract situation. He held out without holding out earlier in this year. The Patriots gave him a little bump to get him into camp. He came in. He wants to get paid. He's on next year is the last year of his deal.
Yes.
Next year's the last year of his deal, which was top of market when it was signed.
This is the Revis situation all over again, right? The player wants another big money contract. It's not going to come from here. Trading him is the main thing that makes the most sense. So you hope the injury from that perspective is not serious. I hope the injury is not serious just because Stephon Gilmore is a good guy, and I hope he's not
a good guy, and he deserves what he gets, even if he doesn't get it here.
Right. But on top of that, for the team's perspective, it's very important that this injury isn't so big. I think the situation, the scenario that you just played out, that the Patriots sit wherever they're at, maybe it ends up being 12, 13, something like that, take the best available skill player, right? That's what I would do, at least. I'm not saying the Patriots are going to do this. They'll probably take a nose tackle or something like that. But take the best available skill player there, and then trading Gilmore for another top 50 pick so you can get back into the conversation for a Kyle Trask, or you can get back into the conversation for, maybe one of the draft's, best edge defenders or something like that. That's a really interesting formula to me, because I don't think that they're going to be in range, unfortunately, to pick some of the better quarterbacks in this year's draft. I really expect Fields, Lawrence, and Lance to be long gone before the Patriots make their pick,
which means you need your Jimmy G, basically,
right.
Whatever it is, who you identify as the guy, if he's there, that might be your opportunity.
Right. So if you can trade Gilmore for the 40th pick in the draft, the 10th pick or whatever that is, the 8th pick of the second round or something like that, and you come out of the first night of the draft and Kyle Trask is still sitting there on the board, then you can maybe then get your best available player at 13 on your board, and then also still get your quarterback, and that's, I think, a really good formula to sort of go off of. I think trading Gilmore for a veteran receiver might not be a bad idea either. Flipping him for, let's say, like a Zach Ertz or someone like that, that's a big time pass catcher. Maybe you can, take from a strength at cornerback and trade it for a weakness at tight end or wide receiver. That's certainly an option. I think packaging him together with your 13th overall pick or whatever and ends up being to try to get into that quarterback range, I don't know if he has that much value. I don't know if the prospects of having him under contract for one more year and then having to give him an extension is really that much value to a team picking in that range of the draft, unless it's maybe like Dallas, for example, who just thinks that they're a Gilmore away with Dak coming back from being super competitive. I guess you could probably talk Jerry Jones into that sort of trade. But ultimately, I think the best scenario for the Patriots, or the one that might actually end up playing out, is that high-end second-round pick, low-end first-round pick for Gilmore, so that you can add another pick in that top 50 to go ahead and get another sort of blue-chip type of prospect.